What are you about to witness is a couple of idiots trying to tackle pertinent issues of the world and the internet. They do pull some facts from their rear ends, and also lambast each other constantly like a couple of schoolgirls. Their views are not shared or endorsed by redbuttonjamfest.com or its partners. You've been warned. Please enjoy.
Hello everybody, this is Jim from Tim and Jim, tackling tough topics while using webcams. The reason why you're hearing my omnipresent voice over what I'm assuming I'm going to put over some footage is I just want to explain something here. Me and Tim, we recorded a Skype call recently tackling quite a bit of topics. As I was watching the video, I noticed that the first segment of it had a weird technical hiccup where literally my audio came seconds later, so I ended up overlapping Tim's audio, which comes off really terrible. So what's ended up happening is, thankfully, the only thing that's missed is our first tough topic, which is high school. Basically, what do we feel about high school? Is there a way that you could change the structure of high school? And we both came around different consensuses to that point, and I'm hoping that definitely when me and him butt heads again and tackle more topics, I'll probably throw that back in the hat. Other than that, all the topics seem to be pretty much in line, thankfully. There's still a little bit of a hiccup in my audio here and there, but for the most part, outside of us incessantly rambling and going off topic a lot, this seems like a pretty good segment of Tim and Jim tackling tough topics. And if this is your first time coming to this and you're wondering what the hell is going on, let me just elaborate on the point of what Tim and Jim is. Basically, me and my friend Tim, we tackle a bunch of top topics. Here, follow these links. You can check our first few videos and get a better idea of what we're all about. And again, if you have any suggestions for top topics that you want us to tackle in the future, you could always reach us at TimAndJim@redbuttonjamfest.com. Hope you enjoy us tackling some tough topics here. I'm going to stop talking so you could just hear my voice again against Tim's. Take care. Love you all. Bye.
Well, just Jim. No Tim. Oh, there's Tim. So
fat guy.
Oh, you're not fat. You're lovely. You got the lovely lady lumps.
I've got the boobs of the Korean man.
Are you talking about Kim? Kumate. For everyone, however I edit this, we were talking about high school, and you're probably going to notice some weird things with the video. The audio came through just fine, but it seemed like the audio came with slightly a lag after our video, so it almost looks like a Japanese dub over, like Godzilla. So it's like, oh, I still got it. That's what I think I'm going to do is use that file. I mean, I don't want to fool people to think we're going to be talking about this like for the first time with high school. Like, yes. What about high school? Yes, 2 years.
So exciting.
So about high school again. What personally, is there anything else you would like to talk about high school? How was your high school experience?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, well that's about high school. I think that topic has been tackled. Going off to a great start in this third edition of Tim and Jim. Oh, you ready for the next topic?
Yep.
Now this one I just thrown in this morning because I'm gonna be honest. There was a topic that was Bruce Jenner. I looked at it. I thought, nah.
He's an ugly woman.
Well, I just thought like that's too contemporary. That's going away as it is.
Yeah.
It's not really a deal. So I thought, you know what, throw that out. Let's put something a little bit more serious in there. And This is what I put in there. I put in Bloodsport.
Jeez.
The tough topic of Bloodsport. You and me just recently watched a John Claude Van Damme or Van Damage classic.
Oh.
Bloodsport. What do you think about it? What do you think about Bloodsport?
I can't remember much. One thing I do remember is his fantastic butt.
That was a fun. He had a scene where he had his butt, and I have to admit,
it's
it's
fantastic.
a little homoerotic, but it is a fantastic ass.
Hey, there's nothing.
It's
No,
a man with a fantastic ass.
we are comfortable enough with our own sexuality to appreciate another man's physical form. And
And he has a lot of shots in butt. Like, he was, like, split on top of a tower for no reason. Butt shot.
Yeah, no. And, hey,
It was all butt shots, but not from a woman. It was from Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And I'm looking at it and I'm going, I appreciate you.
I'm jealous of that ass.
Just want to smack it.
And he goes all crazy-eyed. Like, he stares off the corner of katana for about 2 hours, just, like, daydreaming. Remember the splits with the machine? He's like, oh!
And then he breaks it.
And then you had young Jean-Claude Van Damme, who was not the best actor of all time.
He sounded like he was a little downed.
Yes, he did.
Why do you want to come here, you guys?
But here's something about... This is something about Bloodsport I thought was awesome. The song. Kumate. Kumate. Gotta participate! It's the greatest song of all time. And then you see these guys are crazy, especially the big, I think his name was Boy Yang. He was in, like, Enter Dragon, the guy with the big man pecs, who just kept on bouncing, and he's got the crazy look like...
Yeah, whoever watches this, if you've never seen Bloodsport, you need to watch the movie just for the big, scary... I don't know if he's Korean, but big, scary Korean guy. Because he is horrifying, but he is awesome to look at. Because when he celebrates...
He's a spectacle of a man. We talked about asses before. This guy is an upper body spectacle.
His upper torso is just big. It's just so big, and his pecs they jiggle.
They have a life of their own. We joked that he was going to take another guy's head and put it between his chest, and his chest was going to eat the guy's face off.
It was magical.
They made my testicles go in my body. They were not proud to be as whatever they were. They were just like, nope.
Whoa! And then the worst part, and this is actually racist, is the black guy was running around the arena like a monkey.
And that's not us saying it. That's what they did with that guy.
Yeah, he was acting like a monkey, which is just really bad.
Is that really a fighting style?
I
know Chopra is. I never saw that fighting style before, and that's what made us question this movie's ethics.
Yeah, because this movie was trying to take itself so freaking seriously.
Oh yeah, especially with Jean-Claude Van Damme when he like smashed the bottom brick into pudding, and the other top two were just unharmed. Like, do you think that's even physically possible that force could go travel through two solids to another solid of similar density and just go explode that one?
It was made out of Play-Doh. They didn't tell him though.
He was just like, and everyone was silent. He'd be like, ah!
It's his chi. His chi was going through, and
I like how he was best friends with somebody he only talked to on an arcade machine, like 2 sentences.
Wait, hold on, stop for a second.
I'm slowing down. I'm slowing my roll.
When you play video games with another person, that friendship will last forever.
That's how we became friends.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Okay, continue.
Well, no, and then the lady, there's a love interest that was not really a point of the movie whatsoever, except to show a lady cry in an audience because she literally was like, tell me about this illegitimate sport. And he's like, I won't tell you. And then they're in bed and you see the butt shot. It's like, how does it go from like, they weren't even like talking about their history or him like asking what her favorite color is.
Yeah.
made it look too easy.
Well, okay, we knew going into this movie that we're not going to watch it because of its fantastic storyline. It had none. All it was trying to do was move us towards the arena, and that was it.
So he has a rival that was super despicable, so you want to see him kick that guy's butt. And he was blinded. The movie earlier on had him blindfolded. It showed him serving tea, and then had to defend a move. And then later on, he was blinded. Tim, what do you think about him being blinded?
His blinded was me taking off my glasses. That's how blind he was.
It was just blurry vision.
What?
It was blurry vision. They showed him being blurred.
Yeah, and you could still see everything. It's not like he was actually blind.
And he's I'm gonna fight this guy, and it's like, really?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad, but it was good bad. It was a very enjoyable movie.
Oh, yeah.
And then what surprised me is because I did not know this was based on a real person. It was based on Frank Dux.
Yeah, Frank Dux.
Dukes, or however you pronounce his last name.
I think it's Dux or Dukes, yeah.
And that he had the fastest kick and all this stuff. And this is his story. Do you think this is a real story, or do you think that this is partly exaggerated?
No, I think it is actually based off a real story. Remember he had the 72-mile-per-hour kick or something like that?
Yeah.
Something that you could do was really fast. I'm like, that could kill a man.
That is crazy. I have to give props to that guy if this is a legitimate story, but great song.
Yep. Kumate.
How would you rate this movie?
5 out of 5.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I'll give you a dissenting voice.
Oh my god, so I'm looking this dude up. He's only 58 years old.
Who?
Frank Dux.
Really? Was this movie done in the 80s?
Yeah.
So 30 or something, 30-ish?
Yeah, he's he's a fight choreographer too.
Yeah. Oh. Damn.
Yeah, so apparently he's a legitimate dude.
That's pretty badass.
Mm-hmm.
You go there, buddy.
I'm just looking stuff up as we go.
This is Tim checking on the webcam checking out information as Jim staring at his webcam.
Thanks, Google!
Yay! Well, there's one part of that movie. Let's get back to Bloodsport. Because we're still talking about Bloodsport here.
Yeah.
There's one part of the movie where they had the camera positioned at an angle where you saw the guy's head. Like this. From here. And you see him go crazy eye, and I could have swore that it was going to be a punch that was going to go through his head.
Oh yeah.
But all it was just like, Yeah. It was like, okay. Could have done it from a different angle where you could actually saw the fist contact the face. It would look more brutal than,
Yeah.
Then the kicks weren't landing in that movie either. There's a lot.
It was really bad.
Do you think it was good martial arts action, or?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it could have had better choreography, but no, it wasn't too bad.
Okay. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, Bloodsport's been tackled.
We didn't tackle shit.
Pretty much what Jim and Jim it is. We tackle nothing except our love. All right.
Stumbling over words.
No, actually, you're doing just fine, sweetie.
All right, continue.
Here's the next topic, yo. You're gonna love this one. It is the soul.
I got soul.
All right. So what I mean by soul, obviously, you could go on to soul music.
The Kia.
So yeah, but what I mean by the soul is I'm talking about spiritual existence
of
a non-physical matter that inhabits your physical form and that might go off to an afterlife of sorts, or might be one with the universe.
Okay.
In terms of more Eastern religion,
Okay.
Do you believe in a concept of a soul, or do you think that the conscience and the soul are separate entities and that there is no soul?
There is no soul.
That is your stance.
That is my stance. I'm going to go with that.
Tim is now a soul. Anti-soul. You have no soul.
No soul.
Why do you think that? Let's make this tough topic.
It doesn't have to be tough. You know why? Because I'm agnostic atheist. Why?
Your answer is done. You're like, that's it. That's what I believe in.
I'm dropping that, and then I'm done. I'm walking out of the room.
Mic drop.
I just don't. I don't think there's. It sounds nice because then it's like, oh, you live on forever in a magical fairy garden. But I just don't see it. I don't think we have soul. It's an interesting concept, but no, I don't think anything has a soul.
What about, like, do you think that people should have dreams? Like, there's been stories of people having memories of a past life that they kind of link the two together. Do you think there might be a transference of consciousness, or do you think that's just weird fever dreams that just coincidentally, in the case of a little boy dreaming of a plane and going on fire and stuff like that?
That's your brain being the magical thing that it is. Our brain is extremely powerful, and it can do crazy things that we still don't understand. And I think that's all it is your brain's just processing images and stuff like that.
Like Lucy? Is this like Lucy where we need a drink of medicine and we could, like, levitate things?
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what happens.
We become Scarlett Johansson. We use all of our brains.
Yep. Yeah, it's like those near-death experiences where my body left, or my soul left my body, and yeah, I don't believe in any of that.
Just like they used to thought, like, when they see steam from a dead body, that was the soul escaping.
Oh, yeah, it's not. We know that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, I actually agree with you.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, I do think I guess in a weird way, I'm kind of more Eastern religion in terms of thinking of consciousness and connectivity, but maybe I'm more Buddhist and not think it's much of a soul, but that's probably because when you really think about the religions, Buddha doesn't think there's a soul either. So.
Well, and yeah, I mean, people want to. It's a nice thought because people don't want to think of this life as being just it. They want to continue.
I think it's a question of legacy too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have certain drives, and those who want to have like big families, or those who want to become a big artist, or it's the need of being recognized for what you do. I mean, us doing this, for example, seeking recognition in some weird form, but it's kind of like the idea that you're immortalized with something. Some people, artists, would do it with their art, hoping that it will go on, beyond their physical means. And the idea of a soul for everybody, especially, if you don't have such a good life, the idea of something better obviously makes you feel better,
Well, yeah, of course. It makes you continue to live on.
To go fight the good fights.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Well, and it also makes you feel like life actually matters, when in the end it doesn't matter because in the grand scheme of things we are a tiny little microscopic thing, and our existence will never really matter.
Talk about billions of years, and
I'm talking even the expanse of the universe.
Last some 1,000 years we came to be, and out of how many billions that the Earth's been around, the universe been around more, and
yeah, like Cosmos did the calendar year of the galaxy or whatever, and then it showed and you're here, which is like December 31st at 11:59 p.m.
Yeah.
So it's like you're really nothing. So
it's just a little whatever.
Yeah. So everyone, if you're watching, accept the fact that you don't matter. None of us matter in the end. We're all gonna die.
I think to say that would muddle the fact that you're obviously us talking, unless this is all a lucid dream mind. I'm actually in a straitjacket, which is always could be the case. I could be a straitjacket. I could just be imagining this right now.
You're in the Matrix.
Or I'm in the Matrix. Barring the question of reality itself, just because that we are living our experiences, and it's all about our own perception of our experiences, obviously, because we're of ourselves. I can't think what you're thinking. I can only suppose what you're thinking from my own thoughts.
Yeah.
That what you're doing right now is influencing me because I'm talking about what I'm doing right now. I mean, what we're able to do in the community, whether it be a donation or helping somebody go across the street, or even doing our job, even if it's being a bag boy at a grocery store, even though it's a cog in a big machine, that's a finite machine there, it does something. It produces work, but in a scale like you're talking really small, you know, and you always want to get something bigger. But you're still matter, because otherwise you would be amoebas just in a room.
We are kind of.
We're both in rooms right now.
Okay, so I'll say it. So think of it the way of like, in the end, nothing really matters. I mean, your life matters, but stop taking everything so seriously. Maybe.
I guess the big thing is like, I like to say this a lot. You probably heard me say this about 50 times, but I like the little story from Siddhartha Gautama, aka the first Buddha. Now I'm sounding like a Buddhist, but one of his folklores, one of the stories was, and unless I'm proving wrong, but it's what I heard is from him, was that there's a guy going through a forest. He gets shot by a poison arrow.
Okay.
Guy falls over. He's now dying. People find him in the forest. He's dying. They take him in to see like a medic of sorts, a doctor, tribal doctor, however that time period. And the doctor is pretty much wanting to take care of the guy, and the guy is pretty much the whole time asking, "Who shot me? Who shot me with the arrow?" He's taking all this time asking, "Who shot me with the arrow?" and pretty much wasted time and dies.
Yeah.
And what that weird story or is supposed to be an analogy for is we're all dying. We all got hit by a poison arrow.
Yeah.
That's life.
Yep.
And it's for us to keep asking who created us or who shot us is wasting what time we have, when we should be learning how to remove the arrow, which is removing the suffering.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what the story was. I actually thought it's kind of nice, but that's me. Weird.
I like to go, the moment you're born is the moment you start dying. Which is a horrifying concept.
It's a horrifying concept to think that at birth you're already dying.
Yeah, you are already, so you're, yeah, it's scary because the clock starts ticking on your life.
We're getting better at studying that clock, though.
Yeah.
I mean, compare that to the past. You know, people passed away at their 40s or 50s from heart attacks or colds. And, I mean, it still happens, but so much more of a fraction.
Oh, of course, yeah. But it proves, sometimes it helps to prove my point. Like, people talk about how glorious heaven is, but they are so afraid to get there.
Yeah, they're afraid to die.
Yeah, they are so afraid to die because in the back of people's minds, it is an unknown. Like,
yeah.
When you die, there might be nothing.
Yeah.
It's scary to think about, but it's almost like you should just accept the fact that, like, when you die, it's better just go, like, when you die, that's it. There's nothing else left. Enjoy your life now because there's going to be nothing when you're gone.
Yeah.
Maybe people stop killing each other then.
That's true. I mean, it's a lot of it is kind of religious, unfortunately, you know, with war. Whether you want to put a different veil on it, you know. Now, there's, of course, been wars where it's not based on religion. I mean, obviously, World War II. And, I mean, there's racism involved there, but it was different factions, you know. Or World War I, you know. But that wasn't about religion, but...
Wars are fought for all different kinds of reasons. For most of the time, just stupid reasons.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dumb reasons to do stuff, but, you know, what are you going to do?
Do you think
But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Thank you, Linkin Park.
In the end, it doesn't even matter.
You just quoted a Linkin Park song? This goes back to both racism and Linkin Park song.
Yeah, there you go.
In the end. Do you think we tackled soul?
Well, we both realize we have no soul, so yeah.
It's been tackled. Ready for the next topic?
Sure.
Let's go. We're going through these like butter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is kind of a more contemporary one.
Okay.
Jordanian pilot execution. Mouth Al-Qassam, I don't mispronounce that name, who got taken in. He crash landed in Syria on Christmas Eve, and ISIL/ISIS pretty much torched him, and right away Jordan put their foot down and executed 2 people and seek humongous vengeance So my question is about this execution. Do you think that was appropriate response? Do you think that, what do you think? I mean, this is almost like an extension of our ISIS talk, but what do you think would have been appropriate? What would you have done if you had something like one of your pilots executed in that matter?
Well, apparently what I was reading, so the, God, I don't even know what the hell he is. The Prime Minister, or whoever runs Jordan.
Or Jordan? Oh, King Abdullah?
Oh, is he a king? Okay.
King, and people didn't like him because they felt that he was an American puppet, essentially, by his actions before the executions.
Well, apparently he's also an ex-Special Forces guy or something like that. So he was part of the military. So he took the death of of a soldier very seriously.
Yeah.
So in one sense, I understand him doing what he did, but continuously killing people generally doesn't stop them from doing stuff. You have to slaughter all of them, and it ain't happening.
You think about the eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind?
Yeah, and ISIS, I think, actually likes when you kill some of their people, because then they can actually recruit more. Because then they can go, these guys are targeting us for whatever reason.
For religious reasons. Well, it's kind of hard to say with Jordan, though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, then it becomes like, I don't know. I just don't know. I think we're going about it all wrong. We cannot win against them by trying to fight them, because they're not like a country. They're not centralized anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just going to keep moving from place to place, and so there has to be another way to do it, so I don't know.
It's a hard thing, because I know this is almost like I was talking about ISIS again, essentially, when I brought up this in here, so sorry about that. This is like ISIS Part 2, but I think it kind of shows that they will execute non-Americans. And fellow Muslims, I should say. So this is I don't want to say it's interesting, like, oh, this is the first time this ever happens, but this kind of brings up a valid point where, I see a lot of the news talking about, well, Christians are being targeted, but I feel like anybody that's resisting their movement is being targeted.
Well, they're going to take down anyone they can, because it's a campaign of fear and stuff like that.
It's like the Joker campaign?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, they killed those 2 Japanese people, and I doubt they were Christian.
They're probably likely Shintoists or, agnostic,
Yeah, and that's how they work. And it sounds really bad, I almost feel like what we should do is just ignore them.
Oh, is this like the Simpsons Treehouse of Terror episode where they ignore all the advertisement monsters and they just died?
Yeah. I don't know why. There's just something about the idea of, like, if you, or I don't know, or you just don't take them seriously at all. Just make fun of them continuously. Just rip on them all the time.
That's where comedy comes back to me. Well, I mean, in a weird way, I know that. What did you think about Obama's response? Pretty much saying that this is not the religious act. Essentially, this is that. We should call these people Muslims, essentially. It's kind of a spin. And then he also was talking about past grievances that were done by Christians. Yeah. As kind of an example of it. Do you think that he went into an angle he shouldn't have been? Do you think that is appropriate, what he said? Or do you think maybe...
I think it's appropriate, because they don't represent, like, Islam or Muslim people. What they represent is just a bunch of fanatical douchebags. It's kind of like the Baptist Church.
Oh, you're talking about like the Crazy Southern Baptist Church?
They don't represent Christians either.
They use it.
Yeah,
it's using something
to justify their actions.
Yes,
which is not the way it's supposed to be.
Based on their book.
Yeah, well, actually, all the books have violence in them, though. But they've done those. They focus solely on the violent parts. Even Christianity has extremely violent parts to it. So I don't know.
Well, I think with the Quran, doesn't it justify more like a clean war than a dirty war? I to be full disclosure, I have not read the Quran front to back.
I'm
not going to be your Quran expert and start Koran. See, that tells you something.
I think it's Koran.
Yeah, there's a Chicago accent coming in.
Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
No, I mean, I actually agree with you. I mean, I know people that watch both left-sided news and right-sided news.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny when I listen to right-sided news. And full disclosure, I'm a little bit more right-leaning myself politically. Please don't hold that against me. But more financially. But I do find it kind of funny that it's like he said all these terrible things about Christians. Or that's their thing. He said all these terrible things about Christians. But it's like, was it right for him to bring it up? That's probably the big debate,
Mm-hmm.
But it did kind of happen. But
Yeah.
I think the case that he was trying to build up maybe sloppily, maybe improperly, is just that there are people of other religions that done really crazy extreme stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not currently, but in the past.
Yeah.
You can't just then say, well, those were all that part of that group. Like, that's the Christians,
Bringing it around to racism again.
Yeah.
Because then everyone's like, well, all Muslims are terrorists.
Well, yeah, and then it becomes an issue of, then it becomes a religious war. Then it's like, now we have to represent a religion to go fight this other, now they're the other religion, us against them kind of mentality, where it should be this, like you just said, it is a group that's not nation-bound specifically. It's a mobile terrorist group. They may be Islamic, but they are not representative of the whole religion.
No.
They're misusing it.
Yeah.
Just like other religions tend to do that too.
Yeah.
He's probably kind of saying it like it is.
Yeah,
I'm not a big Obama supporter, but he's saying it like it is. So.
Yeah, I have nothing against him saying it the way he did. I didn't even hear it, but I know it caused a big old fuss. So
it did. Caused a lot more fuss than I thought, and
it's stupid. So
I feel sad though. I mean, this is definitely one of those things where, for any family to witness a public execution or something that is as cruel as being lit a fire and then having rock slam on your cage,
yeah,
very graphic death. I mean, really is. I mean, so it's definitely atrocious. Was that an appropriate response? I mean, I do go by the kind of a Kantian maxim of you go by the rules that they play, which is almost eye for an eye, slightly.
What does it get you though? Nothing in the end, really.
Well, it is answering back with almost the same thing that they did.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where it's like, how do you get an answer to that problem? One way is to be completely going crazy and kill every single one of them.
Never going to happen.
The other one, which is not going to work because they're not an economical system.
Yeah.
The other way would be education, but that is just something that has to happen from within.
Well, apparently, the one guy,
like Anita Martin Luther, almost reformist within that,
God, one of the guys who does the executions, I think they called him Jihadi Johnny or something like that.
Wow, that sounds like a G.I. Joe villain. Jihadi Johnny.
Well, apparently he was actually from England, and he's a very educated individual too. But he joined the radical group, so it's because they were saying at one point, I think they were like, "I just need to educate these people," and then he comes around and like, "Oh well, crap! Now we don't know what to do." So
yeah,
I don't know. It's going to be something I think that's going to be talked about, and ISIS isn't going to go away for a while.
Yeah.
They're going to be here, just like Al Qaeda's not gone.
And you have violence all over the place.
Yeah, you do.
You have gang warfare in our own backyard.
Mm-hmm. True that.
People die every day.
I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see what happens. Who knows?
Yeah.
I just say make fun of them.
That's Tim's answer.
Humor.
Slam a damn tackle. Good humor. Ready for next topic?
Yep.
Yeah, we're going through these like, oh, look at this.
I don't
A
know.
little more contemporary. Brian Williams.
Okay.
Got taken off of air for his lies. Lie about being part in the war, in the copter that was there when he wasn't in there. Do you think the treatment justifies what he did? Do you think what he did was really bad?
All he did was pad a story. What he did was what every journalist does. They lie.
Exaggerate.
They always exaggerate.
And I'm not gonna say I'm a big Brian Williams fan. I'm not gonna wear shirts like that. But I do find it funny that people are surprised by this because news is, as much as we would love news to be 100% unbiased, 100% pure factual, it is not.
Remember
what channel you watch, whether it's CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, they all have a bias. They're all ran by different people that have
different companies,
different agendas. Yeah.
It was stupid. It's an overreaction to. I don't know. I don't think it put anyone in harm's way. It just made him look cooler. And I think that's all he was trying to do was try to up his cred a little bit during that time.
I was part of this war.
Well, and during that. Okay, let's be honest here. During that time, all the news lied to us because they kept saying how Iraq had nuclear. They had weapons. Nothing was ever found. So all the news should have been on suspension then, because they all freaking lied.
I don't think they flat out said that there was nuclear weapons. I think they said that they suppose there were nuclear weapons.
They kept talking about it forever, and that's how they kept trying to the news during that time, during the initial start of that campaign, was trying to justify it all the time why we're fighting there. They were all lying to try to get us to support a war that was unjustified.
Mm.
So they should all be on suspension, especially Fox News, because they're a bunch of douchebags.
Oh, God. Tim's calling them out.
Screw Fox News.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Iraq War, if anything, if you go back to World War II, there's definitely radio and patriotism being spun off, and...
Yeah, it's propaganda. They have to throw around propaganda a lot. That's what they do. So
yeah, and propaganda comes from both sides.
Of course. It was an all it was an overreaction. I don't understand why they targeted him over any other news reporter.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. All he was trying, he was just trying to look cool to everyone else. He was trying to increase his cred so people would trust him even though he lied, which is bad, but people do it all the time. Everyone lies. I don't care who you are, you lie.
Well, anybody does, overall, I think maybe they should have just put him on a few weeks leave and then maybe have him apologize for it at worst. Just because they caught him, became a thing in the news where people were having an opinion.
Yeah.
And, punish them maybe by a week or two, have them say sorry, but I don't know about kicking him right off.
That was stupid. You know what they should have done? They should have just brought him on live TV and just spanked him on the butt a couple of times and be like, bad boy, bad.
Bad Williams, very bad Brian Williams. Oh boy, you get to smack him.
Yeah.
Brian Williams. I feel bad for you. On for the next one.
Yep, how many more we got?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, dear God. Okay, let's get through these.
Usually do 9, so...
Okay.
So let me get through these. Oh, this one's kind of big. So if we can't do it, we can't do it. Taxes.
Oh, God.
It's kind of a tough topic. What do you feel about taxes? Too much? Too little?
Too little. I'm not a Democrat. No, I don't know. I don't know. I have no opinion on taxes. I just pay them. That's all I've got.
Well, I feel on lowering taxes, but it depends, and kind of going more on consumer sales tax, but I guess that's a quick synopsis of what I feel. But
I don't think we should have an income tax. My opinion.
But more sales tax? Consumption tax, probably?
Yeah, yeah.
Capital gains, at least, for people that are trading. If you're not doing income tax,
Yeah, I just don't... the income tax thing is stupid. Stop taking my money away from me.
Right now it's a progressive tax system, so no matter how you look at it. There's ways on both ends where people can play the system where they can't get taxed, whether you're upper class and funneling their money somewhere else, or lower class, get taxed. Usually it's the middle class that gets kind of screwed on this, I think. or so less, So it depends on how do you keep that bar, where you set the bar. Should it be a flat tax even? And it's like determine what that flat tax is. I kind of more support the flat tax, but do you think there's any government expenditures that are necessary or not necessary?
That are not necessary? I can tell you one, the military.
You don't like the military defense?
I don't think we should be spending as much as we do on the military.
I mean, yeah, you do go into the whole military complex of how it does help our industry as well, strangely enough.
The military-industrial complex where, like, every time you build something, it's being built in 15 different states, so if you cancel it, you're, like, screwing people over.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sad reality. It's fueling bloodshed to get more capital to go around.
Yeah, I know. It's an awful thing. Well, no, I think, my thing is more, I don't care. I care about building so many weapons and stuff like that. It's more of, we don't need to be in all the countries that we're in anymore. Like, all of our European bases cost a lot of money.
Become American police, essentially.
Yeah, I don't understand why we need to still be in Germany and England and stuff like that. So I think
makes
it's time. What?
I think it's time maybe we start going lessening down. You're talking about more like pre-Woodrow Wilson kind of days, maybe pre-Theodore Roosevelt.
Pre-World War II.
Yeah.
After World War II, So before
World War II, a little before that, I think we were starting to grow outward.
Well, yeah, but we didn't have a long-standing army.
A League of Extraordinary Nations kind of thing going on,
Yeah, so I don't know. I think we need to just... So if we were to take some of that money that we use on the military and put it in other things, I think we'd be fine. We wouldn't have to raise our taxes anymore.
Yeah. I mean, whatever goes through with the high school thing, now simplifying the education system a little bit, even though the expense might be the same.
Yeah. Okay, so take some of that military money and you funnel in to pay for the community colleges and we'll be fine. There'll be no more increase in taxes or anything like that. It's a freaking difference at all, so...
Social Security, maybe raise the age because people are living longer than when it was established.
Or just start killing them.
I mean, in all honesty, let's face facts. When they made that age back in 30s, 40s, I'm trying to think of the day. People weren't living to be that age. Not many people. So they weren't planning on really paying out that money. That's why the Social Security system is broke. Essentially is people are living longer.
And we're not going to have any money by the time we get older.
That's what's happening. So if you want to fix it, I know people are going to hate this. Maybe do a grandfather clause. I will be the first victim, but raise the age.
Or
by 4 years at least. Well, essentially, there's some areas that need to simplify. One thing I'm just going to get off tangent is politicians. This is what I feel. We have the ability to vote them in. Here. I think they should make a proposition. If they ever want to raise their salary, we have to vote on it.
I totally agree with that. I hate when they do that. They're like,
if we are their bosses, then we also have the right over their salary and what they get paid.
Yeah, good luck telling them that because they always...
Well, they're in power. That's the problem. And that's where a lot of money goes to.
That's why the two-party system sucks.
It's an oligarchy. It's Coke or Pepsi.
And I don't want Coke or Pepsi. I want...
You want RC. Well, you're fucked. You're shit out of luck.
No one wants RC.
Well, that's a third party in this case. I'm sorry.
It tastes like gasoline and
I think the only other one is like, I don't know if it's Dr. Pepper or is it 7-Up or Sprite. Sprite's owned by Pepsi. I think it's 7-Up that might be separate.
7-Up I think is separate, yeah.
That's a third party. But that's, that goes to the problem of the two-party system. It also goes to the problem, but I feel like we should vote on that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you guys deserve a raise, or not, because you guys are not really doing a good job.
You're actually going to get demoted.
Well, just like political campaigning, they get all the money they want, and they just campaign themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess that's how we fight taxes.
Awesome.
So
Totally.
That's been tackled. Maybe we'll do that again sometime, but we already did high school, so that's done. Actually, it's less than there is, Tim, because high school's in the bowl still.
Okay, good.
So yeah. Here you go. Next topic.
Okay.
Commercialism.
Okay.
What do you think about commercialism?
explain it to me again.
Well, before, this was supposed to be Super Bowl commercialism, but I thought that was too stupid.
Okay.
So I thought, do you think television, as it stands, is over-commercialized? Do you think internet is over-commercialized? Do you think there is ever too much commercialism, or is it too little commercialism?
Okay. Are you talking about like?
We were talking about the blender before, too. Like, we were introducing some commercialism too. What do you feel about commercialism in general? Do you like 20 minutes of your hour show being devoted to commercials?
I hate it. I understand the fact that it helps to pay for the product, but it's so annoying, and no one actually even likes it anymore. They will pay you now to not watch commercials. People are so sick of commercials. They're paying you to be like, here, I'll pay $10 a month to not watch this
commercial. I mean, and at the same time, you think about it, like with the streaming services, you have the free ones like Crackle, but they have commercials, you know.
Yeah.
Right now, our website is commercial free. Even the YouTube videos. But we'll change it. Yeah, we'll change it. We'll change it fast. We'll introduce our new sponsors here in the next 5 minutes. You know, it's a mixed bag, because do you think, obviously this is a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Do you think commercials actually work? Do you think people actually buy the products in a number that justifies those commercials?
I think so. I mean, it's worked for all the time commercials have been around, so yeah, of course it does.
Yeah.
But it does get frustrating to have so many commercials. I hate now the fact that when we go to movies, there are commercials before the movies.
Oh, yes.
It's so
that was
frustrating.
your entertainment. They'll do trivia and then they'll do commercials.
Yeah.
I think they try to spice it up by saying it's it's
first looks and stuff.
First look. This is the first look at. This is your first look at the next Hunger Games, presented to you by Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola or whatever. You know, like.
Yeah.
Then you get to the trailers and it's like more and it's like stop, not that.
Well, even YouTube itself. I mean, originally when YouTube started, it didn't have commercials. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay, and so now it has.
Well, now go on. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it has commercials now, and now they're actually going to start a new service where if you pay them, I think like $1, $2 a month, you don't have to watch the commercials anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because we obviously this is Red Button Jam Fest is our site. We have YouTube videos, and that's an option to monetize your videos. So right now, in all honesty, we don't have any financial structure to get income of money. Not yet, but so obviously we're not monetizing our videos. Thus, there's no commercials in our videos. But what happens is when you do that, you also could do mid-video commercials, and that's I almost find just so weird. I used to remember like watching a video without commercials, like you said. Then I got used to watching maybe a 15-second commercial, and now I'm so weird to watch a video and then it cuts off in the middle for more commercials, like maybe once or twice, and it's like, am I watching TV again? I thought I was trying to avoid watching TV when I watch this stuff, you know?
I enjoy sometimes when I watch a YouTube video that's maybe like 38 seconds long, and there's a 4-minute commercial in front of it.
And those commercials are like, I remember one commercial was Paul McCartney, vegetarian campaign, through the looking glass.
Yeah.
And that was, but it was like a video itself. It was like 20 minutes. You could skip it, but it was like, what? You know, poor sap that doesn't get to their computer fast enough. They're like thinking they're watching the video about Kumite, and then they're watching animals get killed instead.
Which is also exciting.
Wow, it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's a necessary evil, and obviously, you know, I'm not going to say we're going to have a bazillion commercials, but, you know, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot and say, there will be no commercials right by Jam Fest 1. It probably will happen. I'll hope for the best to be tasteful. I'll try my best to make it as tasteful and non-invasive as possible as some sites I've seen.
Here, I can give it to you this way. If you give us money, there will never be commercials. If you just donate, if you just donate to us, there will never be commercials. Or if you buy eventually the products that we might have one day.
It's like public broadcasting, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and the truth of the matter is, like, not to toot our horn, and no, I'm not going to put a little link to say don't donate here, but, you know, who knows down the road. But I mean, like, I don't want to, like, shoot myself in the foot and say, oh, you know, I make these big pompous promises, but the obvious fact is it costs money.
Yeah.
Anything costs money. Like, having technology costs money. having a website costs money, having service costs money, blah, blah, blah. You can get into net neutrality now for all love of God, but the fact of the matter is it costs money, you know? So it's obvious that YouTube is trying to pay off and get profit now, too, pay off its expenses of a server load and get a profit. And now it's sharing that profit with people that create the content, which it should do anyway. So there is a reason why that they're doing more commercials. It would be dumb to say that's why. And like you're saying right now, if we want to keep things commercial free, like if we want to stay commercial free, we want to then do it off of other means, which would be like merchandise or donations.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could say, like in the case of I have unlimited sources of money and I could just go funnel this and make it humongous, but the fact of the matter is, if you want to make it at least zero level, you have to have income too.
Yeah.
So
we'll make fun of the commercials though if we ever put them on. I don't care.
yeah, you see that? You see that banner over here? Fuck that. Yeah, commercialism. It sucks. I'm kind of happy. I'm sad. I know eventually our site might have a few banners. I'm going to try to make it not crazy, or have something to at least make it go zero. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm happy to see it without commercials. In a weird way, I'm glad to see it without that kind of stuff, because going to some sites, I'm not going to call out sites, and it's not every site, but going to some sites, oh my god, they'll have like ads on both ends, the top, the bottom, like everything is so much ads, you know, that it's like so little web page to ad ratio with some sites where I'm just like, oh my god, you know, it takes you 2 minutes to load that page because of all the ads, and that I don't want us to go towards. So
it's annoying.
It's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for the last topic?
Yep.
Empty this whole head out. We're all like, get this. Oh my god. Ooh, this is kind of a nice last topic to go on. This is what's trending on Yahoo.
Okay.
Smart cars. We see Sony investing a lot of money into this. We see Google, of course, doing their smart car because they try to be as creative as possible with their money.
Yeah.
Apple, supposedly, what I'm told from Brian, is investing big in doing smart car technology.
Yeah.
Do you want that to happen? Do you think it's feasible? Do you think it's a good idea, essentially, about smart cars? Would you buy a smart car?
No.
Why not?
I don't need to explain it to you.
Dude, come on. Shit, come on. Why would you?
Okay, so so
basic reason. You don't have to go too in depth if you don't want to, but
no. So when we're talking about smart cars, we're talking about self-driving cars.
yeah.
Okay. I don't like that. I actually like to drive. I don't want something to drive for me. So personally, no, I don't want to buy a smart car because it's probably going to be extremely expensive, and also it makes it easier for people to track you.
True. I mean, there are some things that, you know, outside of your phone that makes it easier to track you in the car because it has to use GPS.
Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah.
To know where it's going. I mean, I think in terms of safety, I think it would be better than a person. Sorry to say this, but computers make less errors than people do.
Yeah, they can, generally.
I mean, nowadays it's getting better. I mean, you might not say that with the laptop and what's happening with this tech right here.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's easy to yell at technology, but there are people that do dumb things, and there's bad drivers.
Yeah, there will always be bad drivers.
Having something that's all going together I think will minimize crashes over time, minimize delays. You'll definitely lower violations towards speed because obviously your car will not want to go 20 over the speed limit.
Oh, there's fun in that though.
I mean, yeah, this does sound bland when I say this, but it's pretty much kind of the facts of the matter. I think for smart cars, like I don't hate driving. I hate traffic. Like if I was driving at night, I love driving at night because there's like no traffic. I like the scenery, and that's what I love driving. But if you're talking about driving in rush hour traffic going down to Tempe, oh my god, I wish I'm not driving. You know what I mean? If the car would drive itself, I would let it, you know, because it's like
You're still stuck in traffic though.
You are, but at that point I could pull out my 3DS and play a game.
You can do that now, stuck in traffic.
No! That's bad driving if you're trying to focus on the screen and bumper hugging somebody. somebody or whatever you're doing, you're driving, like,
That's what I do. Just bumper hug them.
no, I mean, like, at least you could do something else with your time, you know? If you're in delay for 40 minutes, now you have every right to watch a movie or do your texts or play a game because it's being driven by something, you know?
Yeah.
That's what...
Yeah.
What were you about to say? Sorry.
Oh, I was like, thank God, another thing taken away from us. Hooray.
Well, I mean, I would say that these cars would have a switch. There has to be a manual switch. Or a fail-safe, the computer crash, now you have to do manual driving switch, you know?
Yeah, but what if that one day happens, so everyone has a smart car, but no one knows how to drive anymore, so there's a manual switch, but you don't even know how to work a car.
I think the cars would be driven not as a wheel and pedals. I think it would be more like a game controller.
That's...
No, seriously, I think it would be. I think it would be like how they have those handicap cars.
No.
I'm
not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I just don't like that idea.
I know you don't like it. You're more of a car enthusiast than I am, flat out.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? So you appreciate the skill and the mechanisms that go into a car than, say, me.
Yeah.
That's probably the difference right there. But I think for smart cars, I think that is a good thing. Maybe not for our demographic.
Yeah.
As much as maybe older populace. Like people that have a hard time driving or getting up there in age, I think, or have special needs, I think that would be an awesome thing to have.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. It's not going to be around for another probably 10 years anyway.
It's going to take a long ass time. We talk about hydrogen cars for God knows how long, and
that's not happening now.
Pretty much.
That's all about electric.
Yeah, and then where your electricity comes from could be polluting the environment too. But
those batteries sure do.
Yeah. Outside of that, that's a different topic. But I mean, with smart cars, it's going to be a while. There's a bit of investment going on. They will be very expensive when they first come out, but eventually, like I would think, but like all things, they'll go down in price. That's in terms of smart cars, do you think Google has a better chance? Do you think Sony has a better chance, or do you think Apple has a better chance?
Because Apple people are dumb, Apple probably has the best chance.
Do you think they have the best chance to market it, or do you think it'll be better tech? Okay, two things. That's two questions. I'm sorry to do this to you.
Okay.
Do you think that who would be a better sell would be Apple, but who do you think would have the better tech is another question I could ask you too.
Okay, so I don't know all the people who are doing smart cars right now, but Google's going to be because Google's been doing it the longest. They'll have the best tech at the start. Apple will then steal that tech, tell everyone that it's their own, and everyone will buy Apple.
And they'll call it iCar.
They'll call it iCar, and then it'll have like...
Call it here. I'll be surprised if they don't call it anything but iCar. I would like to see Sony's take on it. Just another company doing it. Just because Japanese-made things usually tend out to be better produced.
Yeah, there you go. Racist.
What's positive racism, then?
It's positive. I don't think there's such thing as positive racism.
I guess not. I don't know. It's hailing something. I don't know. It's hailing a product from a nation in this case.
Well, actually, hold on. So, thinking about it again, I take back my stance. So, I think Tesla will probably be the one that can beat everyone.
Is Tesla doing smart cars?
I think they might be doing smart cars soon.
I actually I'm not too big on cars, and especially, expensive cars. Like, I always like to think if I had a lot of money, I would not go to a Rolls Royce or something. I don't think I would ever want to spend $300,000 on anything. I feel like there's better uses for money, but that's my personal opinion. But Tesla, I have to say, is a very attractive looking car. I don't know how it runs. Whenever I see it on the road, I think it looks nice.
It runs fairly well if the weather's good. Yeah, it does okay. I mean, yeah, it is a really nice looking car. So
you know more about the mechanics of cars than I do. So
and I barely know enough about the mechanics of cars. All I know is that it does okay.
You're the Yoda to my Lucan on this. That's how much difference there is, even if you know just a minute amount.
So I own a Honda and you own a Hyundai. Our cars can go further than a Tesla can. So that's one of those things.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna I
appreciate that.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, that's smart cars for you. And look at this. Nothing in this bullfet helmet.
I'm so happy that's done.
That's Tim's after every Tim and Jim. Well, I want to say thank you all for joining us for this really special... Oh, is the guys coming in the room right now to give you intervention?
I don't know where this light came from. My room is still dark.
Oh my god, I just realized that too! What the hell's that light?
I don't know. I'm kind of creeped out right now.
Webcam
Oh, there goes
auto lights? What the fuck? Oh, you have a soul! We proved it here. There is a soul, Tim. It's God. God is talking to you. He's turning you away. God! That was creepy. I didn't realize that until you mentioned it. Now is it darkening up? What's happening?
I don't know.
Wait, did your room... Okay, let me ask you this. Did your room lit up, or was it the perception room on the screen that lit up? Like, is it a computer-produced light, or is it your room that was producing the light?
My room was actually lighting up slightly.
Does that usually happen? Is there a switch on there? Are you sure? Okay. Now, do you have a remote control, or are you really just fucking with me? Or are we for legitimately say that your room just lit up spontaneously?
My room lit up, so my computer is actually right next to my window.
Okay.
So what happened was I think the sun came out for a second, and it hit, and so that's why everything lit up. And so the camera started
I thought you were
opening
talking
up.
about like your light lit up or something. And I was like,
No.
holy crap, did we catch some paranormal activity right on a webcam? Next topic. I just pissed myself.
I piddled.
Well, this is Tim and Jim. We tackled a bunch of topics. We did about Kumate and all that. I want to say thank you so much, Tim, for being a part of this as always. You're a badass. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say thank you to everyone for watching us. If you want to like email us suggestions, or you want to say that we suck,
Which is gonna happen.
or rule, you could do it through TimAndJim at redbunjfs.com.
Yeah.
My personal email address is jimwa@redbunjfs.com. Tim is, I made him one, but I don't think he's ever going to look at it.
Dark chocolate lover.
Dark chocolate lover at redbunjfs.com. Thanks again to everyone for watching us. I don't know what our next top topics are. Probably would do it like 12 years from now, so
Probably.
hope you have a soul.